Hey, my name is Khan. On this video, I'll be explaining 3 artworks of mine and my thought process that I had while making them. One is something where I focused on color and like shapes rather than sketching so much first. The second one is mostly sketching, but only because I struggled. But there's color too. And then the third one is an animation, which has both, but I guess movement. So I guess the sketching is the most important there. So the first one, I had been seeing a lot of paintings on Pinterest where it was like a pastel silhouette where you could still see the colors. They were just a little bit muted, but like they had like a halo around like their hair or whatever. And then usually their nose or their ears would be like illuminated in red, like the light shines through the thin skin of their facial features. And I don't know. Something about that is just always so magical and like moody to me. So I wanted to try my hand at it since I had been drawing more often as of late. And I'll be honest with you, it came out a whole lot better than I thought it would. The expression is a little bit awkward, as is with most of the entire painting. I kind of rushed like the foreground, the background, the middle ground, all of it. But it is the first painting type thing of facial features. Human facial features, where it didn't immediately look like the creepiest thing. And not like intentionally creepy, that would be cool, but like unintentionally just bad. It's a little bit funky, but hey, he's got vibes, and I'm happy with that. Oh, wait, I've written here, because I have a slight script. I'm very happy with the level of believability it does have. That probably makes more sense than vibes. The next one is a request I got. They had requested a Power Ranger named Delphine, and they had wanted them to be in a sheriff and for their AU that they had written for her. And I was unfamiliar with the Power Rangers. However, the character design was so cool that I was just like immediately like, yes. I was actually super excited because I didn't know how it would work out, so that means anything could fucking happen. Unfortunately, I say this with a broken heart, the poses were absolutely fucking stiff and not at all what I had envisioned. But, I mean, I have for the past 3 months been drawing only of a bug, cartoon bug. So, maybe my human poses wouldn't be the most fluid. Probably. But hey, they're great for how they turned out. I'm proud of them. Hopefully I made up for it with the color, because I was pretty proud of the color. I think what made it work out so well was that I started with a background, and then that set the color palette up, which is something you hear from actual professional painters. And then it worked. Somehow it worked. That's so crazy how a professional technique would work. Sorry, okay, I'm gonna continue. So I used the palette, and I did struggle with values because even though I tried to use a palette, I didn't use it correctly. But having that background really, I was able to center myself much easier than I thought I would. So I was really proud of how the cape looked and how her scalp looked. I think that's what it's called. Lastly, never lastly though, but finally, is Zim. Of course it is. Okay, I'll just read from the script so I don't go on for. Finally, and probably my most favorite, is a little Zim that I drew of people caring about what I've drawn. Looking at it now while I'm editing, Zim's like there's a frame where Zim's head moves back before the paper makes full contact, so that kind of made it awkward. And there was all kinds of little mistakes similar to that that I made unconsciously, and then I kept fixing unconsciously, and then it just made more work for myself. Even though it was just like a few hours, it was still a little bit more work that I didn't have to do. I went off script. Oops. So the animation's still slow, and it's still junky and jumpy, but I didn't really time the frames right. Right. Let me just read the fucking script. Okay. There's a whole complicated process of coloring. Period. That I missed. I used an orange overlay to unify the colors a bit. They still looked fairly pale looking back, which they do. Oh well, I wrote. Then I struggled with making the eyes get the overdramatic anime cry effect. Oh, I did. Yeah, that's right. But I settled on just the tears because I couldn't get it to look right. Rip. Yeah, I couldn't. I didn't. I would have had to line them up properly, and it was just not working. How would I transition to closing this out?